I have a shadow or a dark crescent out to the side of my vision after just having had cataract or lens replacement surgery. That's one of the most common symptoms that our patients report after their surgery. Fortunately, this phenomena is common and it happens when surgery has gone very well, and for 99% of people, it goes away within about 3 to 6 months. However, for that 1% of patients that have this symptom and it doesn't go away, they can become very bothered or annoyed by that symptom. It's a dark crescent out to the side. It's typically on the left eye, most commonly on the left eye. It's less commonly on the right eye. I'm going to share with you a patient who is willing to share her story. She's traveled from Florida to come see us here in Austin for treatment of this symptom on her right eye, where she had a dark crescent, or what we call negative dysphotopsia. And I'll share with you what we did and how we treated her and what the result was. Thank you. Where are you from?
I'm from Merritt Island, Florida.
All right. And why did you come see us?
Because I saw your video 2 years ago. And I thought surely I would find someone closer.
And you had cataract surgery to your right eye in 2021?
In 21,
with
yes.
a PanOptix lens, right?
Yes.
And what problem did you identify?
A negative dysphotopsia.
And what does that mean to you?
A shadow on my right eye on the outer lens of it.
Okay, and when you hold your hand up to the side, what happens to that shadow?
It pretty much goes away.
Okay,
it goes away.
Right, and so you live in Florida where there's they have ophthalmologists like there used to be Starbucks at every corner. There's tons of ophthalmologists out there. And you saw how many different ophthalmologists out there?
Probably 3 different ones.
And
I went to Baltimore and I saw one there too.
And what were you told?
I was told that I should do nothing because I would just make it worse, and that it would probably go away.
And did it ever get better over the past 3 or 4 years?
It never got better.
Nobody ever offered to do any type of surgery to make it better?
No, they never did. That's why I'm here.
Okay, yeah, got it. All right. Just for disclosure, when we do, and her eye is dilating, so her pupil on her, we're talking about your right eye, her pupil's getting bigger as we speak, and we're going to evaluate the anatomy of her lens capsule to see if we can do a lens exchange and insert a lens implant of a different power in a different position within her eye, and it's called a reverse optic capture. And what I found is about 99% of the time when we take her kind of lens, which is a PanOptix single piece acrylic lens, we remove it, adjust the power of the new lens that we insert, and insert the new lens in reverse optic capture. There's about a 99% chance that the negative dysphotopsia goes away. And yeah, I think most people will get your symptom after surgery, but it does go away in most people. So let me look at the anatomy of your capsule now that your pupil's enlarged. Put it across your knee, and so you can keep filming and come on forward. Good. And let's see here. Currently, her lens optic and haptics are inside the capsular bag, which is where we normally place lens implants during cataract or lens replacement surgery. In order to determine if we can place her current or future lens into reverse optic capture, which means the lens optic is in front of the anterior lens capsule and the lens haptics or arms are behind the lens capsule inside the capsular bag, we need to dilate the pupil to visualize the anatomy of the capsular bag surrounding the lens optic. What we look for, ideally, is that the anterior capsule surrounds the lens optic 360 degrees. The anterior capsular opening is centered and about 5 millimeters in diameter or even smaller. If the anterior capsular opening is too large or
greater than 5.5 millimeters in diameter or not centered, then reverse optic capture may not be achievable surgically. Fortunately, our patient's capsular anatomy lends itself to placement of a lens into reverse optic capture configuration.
Because she has a PanOptix and we're doing a power adjustment with a presbyopia correcting lens, this procedure is considered elective, so it's not covered by insurance. It's not required. If a person just purely wants to get rid of the shadow, we could remove their multifocal lens, put in our monofocal lens of choice, which is it's a different configured lens that's paid for by insurance. But whenever we're adjusting presbyopia correcting lenses, different powers, different strengths, adjusting the focus, it's considered elective. So the reason why I think this video is kind of relevant is we actually see a lot of people like this from far and wide, and your symptoms are classic. Yeah. Any other thoughts or comments so far?
No, I'm glad I'm a candidate.
Okay, so
This is our patient's right eye intraocular lens exchange, where we remove her 23 diopter PanOptix lens, which left her a -1 myope, and our plan is to place a 20.5 diopter PanOptix lens into reverse optic capture configuration to treat her negative dysphotopsia and eliminate her nearsightedness and improve her unaided far vision clarity. We first infuse 1% lidocaine inside the eye for anesthesia. The eye is filled with OcuCoat. A Donnenfeld spatula is used to elevate the anterior capsule from the lens optic. Helon GV is then used to visco-dissect the lens implant from the capsular bag. A Connor wand is used to elevate the lens into the anterior chamber. Microforceps and an IOL cutter are then used to bisect the PanOptix lens. Each half of the PanOptix is then removed through our 2.8 millimeter primary incision. The new PanOptix lens is inserted into the capsular bag. Viscoelastic is removed from behind and in front of the PanOptix lens. Then OcuCoat is used to fill the anterior chamber. A Connor wand is then used to elevate the lens optic anterior to the anterior capsule. The viscoelastic is then removed from the anterior chamber and the incisions are inspected to be self-sealing. The new PanOptix lens is verified to be in reverse optic capture configuration. We then see our patient the next day to see how she's doing.
it's pretty simple. Okay, so it's been 24 hours after we did intraocular lens exchange to your right eye, and we did reverse optic capture. Your surgery was perfect, and we'll show the video. And then surgery yesterday, how was that experience?
That experience was good. You run a tight ship. Your people told me exactly what would happen, and that's exactly what did happen.
Beautiful. And today, how is that half moon?
It's gone.
Beautiful. So, and it should go away, and we adjusted the power. Can you tell if your vision far away is any better or worse than it was prior to surgery?
I can't tell,
okay,
because I'm not trying to follow a golf ball.
Okay.
But when I noticed that as time went on, I could not follow the golf ball.
Okay. So what we did yesterday is almost like a 2-for-1. So not only did we get rid of the shadow, I adjusted the power of the implant, so you should see the golf ball better from your right eye.
Good.
So you're testing better, and your prescription from your right eye is better than it was before surgery.
Good.
So,
Good.
Enjoy the golf game.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions?
No, I don't think so. But again, you do run a very tight ship.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you. And so this is very typical. We hear from people like her with that symptom, and we see them, and the common question is can I make it go away? And I would say 98% of the time when we do the surgery, if the surgery is anatomically possible, it goes away within 24 hours and they're happy, just like an ad.
Yes, I'm happy.
Thank you.